question two. Um, I believe that everyone is made to create. I think it's one of our purposes as human beings. There is the glamorous side of creation, artists, musicians, etc. But I think there's a lot of value in the workman's approach to creation
Mm,
as well.
yeah.
What are areas you see the value in creation, but are often underrated or not even acknowledged as creation?
The hours behind the scene. Um, the hours behind the scene of a creator. That the phrase of 15 minutes of fame. I mean, it really is true. Like as an artist that's on stage every night, 80 to 100 shows a year. My time on stage really is about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. Um, and everybody thinks like, wow, you're so talented. I'm like, you're so good at what you did. It's like you're such a natural. I'm like, nope, nope. There's lots and lots of blood, sweat, and tears, literal blood, sweat, and tears went into getting to where I am right now. And I 100% agree with that idea of the workman's approach that um, there are certain things people are gifted in and are have some natural inclination towards. But most of the people that you see that are excelling in their field have spent thousands of hours behind the scene honing in their craft, and dealing with the frustration and the agony of the creative process of it. It doesn't just come naturally. Editing a photo for the first time and sitting down to Lightroom or Photoshop, you are staring at something that's over your head. It's way harder than the actual just clicking of the button. Um, but you want to learn, you want to figure it out. And I mean, I remember reading so many books on how to develop in Lightroom and how to use the app and having to keep going back and going, where's that slider? Um, but after doing that, slowly getting better and better and being able to teach others and learn from others. Um, Man, that is definitely the underrated side of it. The
Yeah.
the actual labor intensive side of your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think, it's people don't really think about what you've gone through to get where you are.
Yeah.
Like I spent many, many nights, up late shooting concerts for free, editing,
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to get jobs to survive.
Yeah.
Just
100%.
and it's I work with people who haven't done that. Not
Yeah.
at least they may be have done their own slight version of it, but it's
Yeah.
like
They
I was
they
just
still got a few more years of work.
yeah, I mean I think about it sometimes. I'm like I've been working my current job longer than they've held a camera.
Yeah. I get
And
that.
it's like one, I'm old, and two, it's like
I feel that.
they need to put in hours.
Yeah. Yep.
And I want so I'm kind of in a lead position now, and it's kind of like how do
Nice.
I'm still navigating how to I'm in that weird transition of I need to start passing the torch,
Sure.
and it's kind of like how do I do that?
Yeah. How do you do it? Yeah. How do you do it and how do you do it well
Right.
um
When
and
I
pass off
don't
something?
yeah, and I don't feel like they've put in the time like I have.
Sure.
So it's
Yeah.
like why do they deserve it? But I mean they're working towards it like I did.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird mindset of like they gotta go through the paces. And then you're like, well, I'm supposed to put them through the paces. So how do I do that? But
Oh, that is, man, that is definitely the challenge of I've got twin girls and like helping them walk through the paces of not just when they're practicing their instrument, but the aspect of how that applies to a lot of the rest of life. the hard work that you put in here will pay off if you're truly letting that hard work affect you.
Yeah.
That will pay off in the future, and that also applies to everything else you do. If you're truly putting your heart and your head into this, it'll pay off. It'll end up
Right.
working. It's
And
just that it's that repetition and doing it and getting in there and letting the workout aspect of the um, that idea of like building muscle requires you to tear your muscle
right.
1,000 million micro tears in your muscle before you actually build muscle while it's repairing itself. That same concept is exactly the creative artistic process.
Like we had kind of touched on it before, even, people have natural inclinations towards things.
Yeah,
Like accountants are good with numbers, you know, I can push a button, you can play a violin well, but it's like, yeah, we may have natural inclinations, but
yeah,
there's still so much journey that's involved in getting to a point where you're confident enough to do it and
absolutely.
make it your livelihood.
Yeah. I think
Um,
that's I would say that's probably another thing that's often overlooked is the self-worth aspect.
yeah,
Um, like having self-worth, seeing that what you're bringing to the table is important, not just for yourself, but for other people. Um, I think that part of the creation aspect is not taught often. We're always so hard on ourselves as well as other people are hard on us that we don't ever believe when someone says that's really good.
right.
Um, and I think that that aspect of the work in progress, working towards progress, um, we should take time to believe when people say that's really good,
Yeah,
and let that help drive us to the next goal.
right.
Because I think a lot of times we just keep bashing ourselves in. Yeah,
I,
it's not good enough. You gotta keep
yeah.
doing it better.
I mean, the artists are the worst self-critics, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like
You see every speck of dust on an image
oh,
that like no one would ever notice, or
right.
one hair out of place or one weird thing. Yeah.
Oh, I deal with that a lot at work. They're like,
Yeah.
we don't see the whole graphic. They don't care. Just they want a cool image to look at. Please. They're gonna just be
Uh,
standing there like a plank. Let me shoot something cool. But it's just that fine
Product
line.
photography,
Yeah.
yeah, brand photography, yeah.
Yeah. It's a hard one to swallow sometimes.
I'm amazed by it. It's a world that I don't understand or have any knowledge of, but I think it's really amazing when you get a product that ends up on a magazine cover or a billboard in a store.
Yeah. I mean, I get photos hung up in the front of our stores all the time and
So wild,
all over the country, and it's like
so wild.
it's still like there's something that brings me joy about it.
Yeah.
But I think the more I've done it, the more I'm like, early on I was like, I want to shoot the picture. I want all the credit. Now it's like there's like 30 people who are helping on this. I just happened to push the button at this time, you know. So
Right.
it's like it comes with wisdom, and I think that's part of why, as you get older, you start thinking about passing that torch
Yeah.
because you're like the glory doesn't matter to me anymore.
Yeah.
It's the end results are what matters, and it's like I don't care who does it. Let's just get it done.
Right. Let's do a good job.
Right. I want to keep getting paid.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't care. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a fun journey. Many, many hours.
It is. It is. It's a fun journey. And I think that like if we continue to as creatives choose that idea that it is a fun journey. The hard journey is a fun journey still, as
Right.
much as a fun part of the journey.
Right. Yeah. Even the hard work is worth it for
Yes.
sure.